Welcome to the future, or should I say the present, as this is what is going on right now. I'm recording this the day that I'm going to upload this, so yeah. So I'm gonna just go over a couple of formations that I have used. So this is a sort of formation that I've used, where I put the dragoons and the veterans here, with the wimps and the walls in front. It worked okay. The only issue is really these things. Here, I will demonstrate here. They have a bit more HP than can be taken out in a single couple of shots of this gun. And this is the only anti-air attack that I've got on this setup here. It's not really something that I ended up deciding that those were not were not the play there. However, the soldiers, if I put them back here, right, and if I put this and I get a chucker out, now the chucker does really good versus that, of course. And then these, the lightning dragoons are the mainstay, or like the carry here, because as you can see, it's demonstrated here, they do insane amounts of damage. At least for this sort of formation. And then, slight variation on that formation, or on this formation with the dragoons in the middle, is I can put down these and the wimps on the sides. So I can either do it like with this, because these things have the machine gun here is actually pretty decent anti-air and should be able to two-shot this thing most of the time. And I say most of the time, I mean about half the time, really, because it still seems to survive a decent amount of time. So anyways, all three of these, or all the formations that I'm showing you, are ones that I have like technically used already, at least once. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you put the pelicans. You can put them here, here, anywhere. They work the same. The dragoons, of course, have to be in this slot, and the walls are here to keep the dragoons alive. Now, if you're not into using walls and dragoons, there's a very cheap and sort of throwaway formation, which involves only the cheap and throwaway sorts of units, which is this formation. In this formation, you're not guaranteed to win with it. I mean, you're not guaranteed to win with any formation, but this formation has a bit of a harder time if you get unlucky and lose the wimps or the turrets early on. I mean, it's all about luck in the end, anyways. You know, this formation, I think this formation is pretty good. It's basically just units that I have that you can generally have like a huge amount of, and you won't really care if you lose them. Now I'm just gonna retreat here because yes. I've seen a couple other formations out there involving something like, you know, full line of tanks on the front row with, like, you know, veterans on this row. That's a good formation, but it's kind of an expensive heal cost if you don't have, you know, veterans take a while to heal, tanks take a while to heal and are kind of expensive, I guess. And if you run into like some specific units, then the veterans have serious issues because all their attacks are explosive. And there's some guys like the elite version of the dynamite guy, the boom boom, who are just like really resistant to being hit with explosive type attacks. And you know, tanks on the front line, not quite as durable, and they will get hit with the acid or the fire burn attack. Any of those can really fuck them up. Like one of the sandworms. There are some sandworms, like the big sandworms that ground shakers, I believe they're called. One of those can basically, it'll do like actually, you know what? I'm gonna re-roll this a couple times until I get the formation with the sandworm on the front. I'll just put these guys out here. I'm not seeing the sandworm. But whatever. So whatever. Either way, those sandworms can do like 400 acid DOT damage on the first tick of acid damage. These guys, of course, they are supposed to be pretty good. And they do a good chunk of damage to all the units. They're just a little bit squishy as far as things go. But I can easily see a formation of a bunch of these guys with some veterans and maybe a lightning dragoon or two. I don't know. Let's see, what else could I talk about here? I don't really know. Chem tanks. So if you have heavy chem tanks, you can just use like 2 of those in like the spots like that or something, or like anywhere on the second row or on the first row if you want, and you can just like take out anything you want, probably lossless, because the heavy chem tanks are just that good for this entire thing. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna run through with the throwaway formation just to prove that it's actually viable. Because it is viable. Beaten all 4 waves a number of times with it. I realize I really don't like the dumb fire sizzle sound, because it's so annoying. And it gets old real fast if you have the sound on for the game, so. Yeah. It gets old real fast. And because it gets old so fast, you kinda just... I should be having my sound be off instead of on for this, because I really don't like the fire sizzle sound. Like, it's okay as a sound, I guess, but at the same time, it just, it procs, like, you know, every wave. And because it procs every wave, you know, it gets old real fast. Okay, so that is some pretty bad luck on the start there. Flame guy killed the turret. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear it now. infinite annoyance of the... Yeah, this attempt is not going super well either. Not going super well. The main drawback, of course, of the turrets, soldier, and wimp formation is that all of them are already maxed out as far as they can be. So I get none of the SP on them. And, you know, none of the SP means no ranking stuff up or whatever. Okay, target the mammoths. Do no damage. I should have probably aimed at the sniper rifle guy, because he's gonna do that. Sniper rifle guys are very great at obliterating a wimp. Turret is gonna die, so I'm just gonna use the wimp instead. Yeah, so that's a soldier down. Yeah, this is really not going super well, but the whole point of it is that it doesn't need to go well in order to get boss points. Because you can just basically throw away the units that you're using here. As long as you have a supply of soldiers, of course. Without a supply of soldiers, you're gonna suffer big time. Okay, so yeah, that's the acid worm. The acid sandworm. If it attacks, it kills whatever it attacks with the acid attack. He is everyone's least favorite enemy. Or maybe second least favorite. Because the brutal punching guy does exist. And the brutal punching guy is actually pretty brutal, as it turns out. Yeah, imagine getting 500 damage dealt to all the units on the front row. Or something like that. Because that's about the tune of what the brutal punching guy will do if he gets to use his one attack. Now luckily the ground shaker has not used its acid attack yet. So it's dead. Which of course means we got one unit left out there. It's going to attack the wimp. Wimp will attack the sandworm. And so there we go. Even though it didn't go super great, 5k boss strike points, a full-on victory. Now, not all formations are throwaway formations, of course. So like, you know, if I was to put down 3 of these things, I might do decent, but I'd also suffer if I lost them, I think. I don't know, I'm really... Yeah, I'm gonna go for the other formation I sort of showed earlier, where I put the wimp and I put the soldiers and the chucker, and I take out that guy first. Well, when I say I take out that guy, I say I retreat because I don't want to lose something on the first round. Oh yeah, this is another thing. If the Falcon's Nest attacks first, you basically want to just restart. Unless it does like very little damage, but most of the time it's going to be doing like a solid burn effect on one of your units, or killing something in some way, shape, or form, ending the career of some unit, or you know, giving it a delayed ending with the fire burn. But same difference, you know. Lightning Dragoon, though, is the super carry unit as far as I'm concerned in this. I mean, I don't know if it's actually the super carry unit, but I'm just going to pretend like it's the best unit, even if it's not. Because that's how I roll. So, you know, Lightning Dragoon, Field Agent, the standard roster of disposable units like wimps, turrets, and stuff. Nice zap down the line there. And another zap, because that's what I can... yeah. Okay, so here is the guy that you don't want to let use his Giga attack, because he just does damage to the entire board. And taking damage on the entire board is not something you want to have happen, realistically. Because it does like, you know, 180 damage to every one of your units. And that's pretty brutal in my opinion. Pretty anti-winning. Now the walls do... my walls are not the best walls. They're only rank 4. So they could be a lot more durable. Let's see here. I'll go for this attack. Lose the wimp, okay. That's acceptable losses. And I hope I don't lose the wall there, but I might. Because it's getting pretty close on the unit. Now if the Lightning Dragoons had enough ammo to attack 4 times before reloading, that would be absurdly useful. for this specific boss strike. Because then I could just spam out their attacks every single wave with reckless abandon or whatever. As it stands, though, I have to wait for the attacks to recharge, which does cause some slight inconvenience. Let's see, I'll go for this guy. Why am I going for that guy? Because it hits the tower as well, I guess. Okay, can't use that. Go for this, yeah. Realistically, the Wimp in this formation is almost an afterthought. It could be replaced with any other unit that you really want, because any other unit will do basically the same. And the lightning is back off cooldown, so that's a clean sweep. Lost that. Got a good chunk of SP on the units I am able to get SP on. So yeah, I think that's like, yeah, I don't know. That's just a couple of formations that I found to be pretty useful. Granted, my Dragoons are rank 5. Wimps and Soldiers are maxed. MG turrets are maxed. Now this is probably more useful to the average player than some video going on about, hey guys, guess what? The heavy chem tank? You knew it was absurd before, but did you know it was this absurd? And then shows what the heavy chem tank one-shotting the entire wave. Because that's, I don't have the heavy chem tank, and after this boss strike I probably won't get it either. I don't know. Nanopods are premium currency, and I am not premium. That is the story there. So yeah. As for like these guys and these guys, they are not fire resistant. I mean, this guy's got 75% reduction versus fire, but you know, average heavier tank also has 75% reduction versus fire on its armor, at least. That's actually so they're actually pretty useful, I guess, but you know, if I'm being honest, I would not want to be using those really for this boss strike, because they aren't even full blocking either, so the snipers can just you know, snipe past them and do giga damage to your middle row or your back row or something. Now, these guys, of course, I would be using them, but they are in the middle of promoting, so I'm not using them. Yeah, I don't know. Was that useful? You tell me. I don't know if it was, but we shall see. And with that, I'm going to upload this on the same day of recording it, because Boss Strike is a unique situation. Goodbye.